And it's the Phoenix. It's the Phoenix. And it is, the Phoenix has landed right here on my table. I thought this was an interesting design. And it's definitely a drop shutty. Of course, it's a Kizer. Kizer's doing the crazy drop. I mean, I'm not saying, oh, well, their manufacturing prowess is like better than everybody else in the industry or anything. I'm just saying, I don't know what they're doing. There's some kind of magic formula or something they're spreading on their knives about being drop shutty. They just seem so drop shut type. I mean, just a real nice action to them. Where others it seems very standardized on the Kizer knives. They just, pew, pew, they almost just follow you around and drop shut. Maybe almost a little bit too guillotine-ish. But this is the Phoenix. And I really like this kind of swept or trailing edge type. And this gives that Persian or, kind of influence look to it. And let me see, it says 35VN. I've slept since I've played with this knife the last time. The Phoenix. And you know what? Look at that bird. Who is the bird? I think the bird is a word. Hold on. Maybe it looks a little bit like this bird. At Mattisfaction. Yes, indeed. And he's got a YouTube channel. He's got an Instagram channel. Mr. Mattisfaction. You are guaranteed total Mattisfaction on this knife. And you pause and read whatever. And yeah, there you go. There's that many followers on his on this as well. Now, this is only $1.79. That's not bad, right? You got the fat carbon aluminum handle, okay, an S35VN, and it's inspired by rebirth. Orange dark matter. Yes, it is. Exceptional performance, etc. So let's see how big this dog is. It's a pretty good sized knife. And. So now you got YouTubers designing knives. That's disgusting. Oh, yeah, never mind. I've done that myself. Okay. And 3 3/4 inch blade. All right. Overall, 8 3/4, coming up on 8.5. And 21.5 centimeters. And you got a little bit of like a fuller effect in here. So let's see if we can use that and flick that. That's pretty close to the handle, isn't it? You can, but it doesn't look like it's really set up for that much. But you can do that. And you can get under this, the ambidextrous thumb studs, and kick them open too. And then you got jimping on a flipper tab. So you can flipper tab, thumb studs. You can finger flick it, technically, I mean, I'm doing it, so yeah, apparently you can do that. And okay. Yeah, I'd say the D10's about right. I mean, I can do it like that, but that ain't easy. That ain't easy. Centered. Let me see. No play there. What's my lockup on that dog? 35 to 40%. So that's pretty good. And there's a height differential here, so that makes it easy to disengage. Drop it down. You got jimping right along that spine. So yeah, you can get right up on that. And you got a little cutaway in here, so stropping, sharpening can happen without a whole lot of interference from the bolster area. Interesting design, though. I just thought it was somewhat unique for Kizer, and I don't know why, because Kizer did the Mystic with Munko and a bunch of other things that are, they're willing to get out there and do some stuff, aren't they? So, okay. And orange dark matter. Okay. That's kind of interesting. I guess, well, it was kind of really raging at the Halloween time anyhow, so it was one of those things that was fall-like, so you got orange and dark colors and this and that, so maybe it was appropriate for this season. Plus, it's nice to have this fat carbon, but aluminum, huh? Okay. So then, of course, if it's aluminum, it's not magnetic either. Oh, but the liners, it's probably an aluminum bolster. But then, yeah, backspacer seems, at least the liners. And we will do a disassembly on this. I'm wondering if that backspacer might be aluminum as well as the frame here. But then the liners obviously are steel. And then don't know about pocket clip. Don't know about that for sure. And another thing I think I checked, aren't these number 8s? Yeah, because I was thinking about him going, if he's a YouTuber, then he would think about things like that because, if you do disassemblies and if you're a knife enthusiast, yeah, you're going to go, yeah, I'd rather have number 8s than number 6s. And he did that too. So that's good. So this has got just that look to it. Let's see what we got total. Well, I mean, pretty close. And I don't know about the designing on that. If you would have extended that blade another 16th, if that would have messed it up somewhere up in here or whatever. But you can't touch the blade there. You do have a bit of a backspacer around there. Fit and finish is nice on Kizer knives. Like I said, detent's fine, and then ergos are good too. I mean, this is pretty straight across here. This is nice. There's nothing wrong with this at all. It feels good in the hand. And it's kind of a fat dauber out here, isn't it? But that's nice because, I mean, I really tend, I'll go with this before having a knife that trails back to here and gets thin back here. I think it's nice to have something that fills your hand pretty well, and which reminds me, maybe I ought to kind of figure out how this does. And this is 13 millimeter, 0.51, so it's not a thin little thing either in that respect. And let's get this blade in the fattest part we can. 0.12, so about 3 millimeter. Yeah, 3 millimeter. Okay, we're good. We're good. And, just to kind of round that out, let's get a weight on it as well. But it's a full-size knife, 4.25, which is pretty reasonable for a knife this size, 120 grams. So what do you think? Yeah? Will it cut anything? Well, let's find out. All right. I mean, it's not scary sharp, because, if it's scary sharp, it's almost like you don't even feel any drag when the blade goes through the paper. But this is pretty good. This is pretty good factory edge. So, every once in a while I hit something that's scary sharp, but this is not that, but this is a good factory edge on it. Okay? All right? But, I mean, chime in if you want in the comment section. This feels pretty light. It's under 4.5 ounces for the size, and it's nice, fidget friendly, follows you around, drops shut, pretty easy, right? I mean, and this may be a little tighter than it will be after we get it back together too. But it's probably as drop shutty as I'd want it to be. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want it too guillotine-ish. But, it'll hit you right in the thumb. Boom. It's over the detent ball. And so, fidget-friendly, ambidextrous thumb studs, okay? And then you can actually get enough on there to flick it right off the blade. So you can finger flick it that way, thumb studs, this. So you got a bunch of different opening methods as well. And like I said, ergos feel good, feels light, nimble in the hand. I think we're good with this. And this is just one of those ones. There are guys that are a sucker for a trailing point, you know. And so if you are, and that it hit my fancy when I saw it as well. I thought, yeah, okay, you know. So there are those you just see them on the page and you go, yeah, that's it, that, you know. And I go through a lot of knives online, just scrolling, and it just gets to be a blur after a while. And then you'll see something and it'll just like grab your attention. And so that's what this did, okay? And I like the fact he did a backspacer on here as well. I'm not usually big on blackened blades, but I think you had to do it on this one. And this is kind of a stonewashy, black wash, you know, blade, which is, that's okay. And then the aluminum and all this dark matter, if you're going to do that, then you might as well do it like this, right? So, okay, I get it. By the way, here's the box. So that's what it says. Matthew Holly, of course. And 3.57-inch blade. And black stonewash. Titanium and orange dark matter handle, okay? If you look on the Kizer website, it says fat carbon and aluminum handle. And if you look on their specifications, it says fat carbon and aluminum. It's got to be one or the other, right? So I will put my correction down in the description section after I check back with them, because you know what? I hadn't caught that by looking at the box and then look and comparing it to the page. I mean, usually they don't disagree. That's very, very strange. Well, let's see what we got here. And we got opening in the back, but not in the front, so it's going to have to open in the back. And there it is. And so then we've got a pocket clip here, but this is a number 8 on the pocket clip. Well, you know, this, I don't know if that's titanium or aluminum now. I mean, it's not magnetic, but it almost feels too light to be titanium. Okay? So I don't know. I'll get to the truth of that matter. And I'll post it down below. It's very, very strange. And of course it's going to come unscrewed in the front, right? Yeah, of course. This happens here and there, here and there. Okay, we did that. Well, we're going to take this, and this is a number 8 as well for this. This right here. And then this is not going to come off because we need to unscrew this. Well, I guess we're going to have to do a little bit more extensive disassembly than I was thinking about, but that's okay. Okay. Okay, there's the little ones that hold the carbon fiber on. And here's the carbon fiber, dark matter carbon fiber. This is presentation side. Inside, there's no additional screws or anything that I can see right off the bat. And then this one will be fun because, we'll just push maybe this pivot through. Okay, presentation side of the carbon fiber, you know, dark matter, orange, whatever. And here's the liner, and of course it's restricting this pivot from turning. So the pivot's got a little flatty side on it. Yep, okay. And so here's this, and I can't determine one thing or another. I mean, this could be titanium, this could be aluminum. And of course, you know, the liners are steel. And then this little dog just didn't want to come unscrewed. So I'll leave it there. I mean, that's fine. I don't know that I need to separate the liner from here and the bolster necessarily, since I do have it disassembled now. But here is the bearings, and of course they've got bearings front and back on this. And this is the back side. And here's bearing ring over here and here. Okay, so they're there. Ceramic bearings and the blade and the back spacer, which is not magnetic either, and neither is the pocket clip, but do I know what they are? If I had to guess, I mean, they really feel like they might be aluminum. Okay, so maybe it is aluminum. Maybe the box is wrong and the actual paperwork is right, that these are aluminum. So, but I will put that down there. I'm being redundant now, okay? But this is your disassembly. There you go. What do you think? Good looking knife. Good looking knife. One last thing. Yes, it's right hand tip up only. Because when I disassembled this, yes, they have machined an area in on this side. And I know it looks like you ought to be able to flip this because, yeah, it goes straight through on the same pass through here. But no, this is machined here. This is not machined here to accept that. So it is right hand tip up only. And you know what we do. We love them knives. So you guys, stay sharp.